They are a top-tier criminal crew. They disguised themselves as office workers and walked straight into the building. Inside the elevator, they geared up with weapons. When the doors opened, they were fully armed. This shocking heist in London felt strange from the very beginning. At exactly 10 a.m., it was a normal moment at Lockmill Company. Employees were busy with their usual work. Then a well-trained group of robbers stormed into the office. They were clearly prepared and moved with precision. They took control of the front desk and accessed the system, then forcibly shut down the security network. After that, they took the elevator straight to the core office floor. It was obvious they knew the layout inside out. The board members in the meeting room were also taken under control. The robbers issued a second command. Everyone had to hand over all communication devices and line up to drop them into a designated trash bin. Then all employees were forced into the conference room and held there. Next, the robbers showed even more professionalism.
Anyone in the trade processing team, stand up.
After the order, the room went silent, because that team was the core department. They controlled key authority over fund transfers. No outsider should even know about them. Two women in the crowd were about to stand, but Zara stopped the young woman in front of her. Facing the robbers questioning, Zara calmly said she was an intern and it was her first day. She had just given the girl a tour that morning. This company was a pension investment firm. There was no physical cash stored here. All funds were managed through custodian banks. No one expected a robbery like this. The robbers picked Zara and Luke and brought them back to their workstations. They handed Luke a USB drive and ordered him to load the data into the trading system. When the screen showed a total of 4 billion, Luke turned pale and instinctively hesitated. This was the company's entire fund, and it was all ordinary people's retirement money. It affected millions of families, but the robbers gave him no time to think. They forced him to proceed immediately. Luke was extremely nervous. He entered the password wrong twice.
You can do this.
That cold threat left him no choice. He forced himself to calm down. On the third attempt, he successfully loaded the transaction. But this was only the first step of the plan. According to company rules, large transfers required approval from 3 board members. The robbers already knew the process. They picked 3 authorized directors from the meeting room and forced them at gunpoint to sign one by one. The third step required verification from the transaction team. This task fell to Zara under threat. She did not dare make a mistake. She took a deep breath and completed the verification and submitted the transfer request to the custodian bank. Now came the final and most critical step. For such a large transfer, the bank would definitely call to confirm. Luke stared at the ringing phone, his whole body shaking. The fear from earlier came back. He could not control his emotions anymore. At that moment, Zara put the call on speaker. Facing the bank's questions, she claimed it was a new hedge fund decision. The banker sensed something off in her tone and asked why the amount was as high as £4 billion. Zara quickly adjusted and explained that the funds were recommended by senior managers and were fully secure. Plus, there were signatures from 3 directors. This eased the banker's concerns. They said the transfer would be processed soon, but it would take 15 to 30 minutes to complete. The robbers decided to wait until the money arrived before leaving. At that moment, a man in the conference room pulled open the curtains. He signaled for help to people in the building across the street. He thought no one noticed, but the guard robber had already seen everything.